Good morning all. Hope everyone hear me. Today's session I am going to explain the optimizing general ledger through Sage 300 ERP. This is my agenda today, the creating GL accounts and group accounts groups and segment and chart of accounts, and how to maintain the budget and fiscal set comparison, and recurring the processing the recurring entry and currency revaluation. Finally, I am going to explain the report generation and inquiry screen. Let's move into the Sage. Before I am going to explain the general ledger, I will explain some part of the common service because it's control related to the general ledger. Then go to the common service. There are company profile was there. From this company profile, you can see that there are this information is company related information. If you are logged in your database, you can get your details about the company details. You can see what is the ID of database ID. This is the ID you are logged in from the SQL. When you are logged in the SQL database, you can find out this name as what's the currently I am logged into the sample database. That's why it's giving the SAM.dat here. Then whatever the company information about your company, it will fill here. Then let's move to the option tab. Here you can see there are number of fiscal period. From that number of fiscal period, you can see the 12 and 13. What is the difference between the 12 and 13? 12 is now the annual year is divided by the month. The 13 is you can divide if you have the 52 weeks in the whole year, then you can divide it by 4 is a 13. That's the purpose of here the fiscal period given to the Sage. There's an option called 13 also fiscal period. If you have 52 weeks, it's divided by 4 is a 13 number of fiscal periods. That is the way. There are two things here: local fiscal period and what is there are three message. One is non and warning and error. Non is if you are fiscal periods, even though fiscal periods locked, you can post the transaction. That is, there's no restrict if the fiscal period is locked. If you giving the warning, once the warning message is appear when you are posting, if the fiscal period is locked, then warning message after giving the message, you can give the if you give the yes option, then you can post the transaction. That means you are not restricted. It giving only the warning message. It is the fiscal period is locked. There are other thing is there. This is error. This means you can't, if the fiscal period is locked, you can't post any transaction here if you are setting up this message as error. There is a inactive GL account. If the GL account should be inactive, sorry. If it is a GL account is inactive, you can set either you can set non or warning error. Same thing is happen if the GL account is, if you're setting as a non, you can post the transaction if the setting as a non. If you're giving this a warning message, if you after giving the warning message, if you press it's asking to the allow to posting the journal entry, then if you give yes, then you can process the transaction. But if you giving the error, you can't process the transaction. It giving the error when you are setting the company profile. Then there are non-existing GL account. What is the meaning is non-existing GL account is if some account you are using for the next financial year, not currently, but you can create and keep it as a GL account and it is not showing as a is showing as a chart of account, but you can in the future period you can use that account as a non-GL account. You can giving the warning date range also. You can give the how many range you can give the warning date range also. Here you can define the date range also. Also here if you are selecting the 13 period, you can there's option called 1 2 3 4 is the number of quarters you can divide it that one. Here there are a location type and country code that was defining what is the company details are here. Then there are also option called multi-currency. Normally the functional currency was in Sri Lanka, it should be LKR. If it's a Maldives, it's a Maldivian rupiah, it should be a functional currency. Some customers, their functional currency is using is a US dollar as well. That is a basically reporting currency that they are using here. Then there is the other thing called default trade type. You can use the exchange rate as a monthly, daily spot trade or monthly average. Normally the customers are using daily spot trade and monthly average. If you are daily updating the exchange rate in the table, you can use in the daily spot trade. There are two methods of exchange rate gain or loss you can realize. There's a two method of you can recognize as a exchange rate gain or loss. One is a realized and unrealized gain or loss. Other one is the recognized gain or loss. That's the one is the P&L item. Recognized gain or loss is a P&L item. Other one is the balance sheet item when you are doing. That's the P&L item is the realized and gain or loss. This is the gain or loss. It will be reversed the next financial period when you are doing it is a balance sheet item. It will reverse when you are gain or loss. Then you can configure the email as well when you can configure the email and you can send the invoicing and email template when you are doing the if you want to send the customer or supplier, you want to send the email, you can configure here in and you can send this. I want to explain because of the because this is more related to the common service, but I want to before going to the general ledger, I want to touch that part and go coming here because this is the control related area for the general ledger. From here, the same thing you can see the GL setup also, the company information, whatever given in the common service, you can get it from here. Then here also you can see the functional currency you are defining in the company setup. Also from that also you can getting from here. In here you can see the functional currency, the currency you are using currently in this database, the functional currency is the Canadian dollar. This database is using as a multi-currency. Then if you are using the source currency, some other currency, and it will convert to the functional currency and reporting purpose, it will give. It's a what is the use account group is. That is, if you are defining the chart of account, you can define the group accounts like you can group the account administrative service expenses like sales and distribution expenses, current assets, non-current assets, liability, current liability. Based on your financial report purposing, you can group the chart of account. If you tick this option only, you can use this account groups when you are defining the account. Then here you can see the maintained quantity. That is mean some customers are using only the general ledger. For the recording purpose, they are not using the inventory model. For that purpose, there are GL module. There's a option is called maintain quantity. It is like not actually maintaining the inventory when you are doing the GLND, when you are just say you are selling the 20 pence or something, then you have to maintain that quantity that you can use when you are tick this option. You can keep the quantity when you are doing the general ledger journal entry. That's the purpose of it. Maintain quantity, it was there. Then here you can see the decimal, how many decimal you can give in the maintain quantity. This is a default closing account. That is a default closing account when you are doing the year end. This is the actual retained earnings account. You are when you are doing the year end, this account only the whole profit, that accumulated profit will go for this account when you are doing the year end. That's mean when you are doing the year end, all the P&L items should be zero and balance sheet accounts should be carried forward the next year. For that, from here only we are defining the closing, what's the default closing account. Here you can use as GL security. I'm not activated this module. If you activated module, you can restrict the user-wise GL account. When you are posting the GL account, you can restrict the account who is the user can post these accounts. Like you can restrict the user-wise account when you are posting that. By default, this default rate was considered as a spot daily spot. If you want, you can. If you are using the monthly average, you can define as monthly average as well. Then go to the posting tab. There are different budget set. You can up to 3 budget set you can maintain from this. Then if you are maintaining the budget set, you can lock that budget set if you want. That option from come to here. There are this option allow posting previous year. This was after the year end. If you want to post the journal entry in the previous year, you need to tick this option. Allow provisional posting is this is not the actual posting. This is the posting you are when you are doing the when you want to check the job some journal entry before actually posting the journal entry. You need to post as a provisional and see whether that the entry was is correct. Then after that you can do the actual posting. That's the option. This is here in the allow provisional posting. This is called post listing budgets. That this is if you tick this option, when you posting the GL entry, it will ask to print the batch listing report. That's why this option. If you not tick this option, that if you not tick this option, is not you can post the transaction without printing the batch listing report. By default, every module we can define the source code, the by default source code. Here normally we are defining the general ledger. We are defining as a source code at GLJE. That is the default source code we are maintaining. Then this is what this meaning for edit import ND. There are 3 options there. But is if you are some transaction you are importing from the Excel. After importing Excel, you can edit. If you want to edit all the fields, you can give this option. If you want particularly you want to give this fiscal period and year end document, others thing you don't need to be edit, then you can give this option. Also you can give after importing. There's no edit option also there. Here you can see there are 2 type of there to keep. This is a keep the history record. That if you are using the advanced version, you can keep the at maximum is 7 years. If it is a premium version, you can keep the history records as 99 years. Based on your requirement, we can keep the history record. But if you are there's a limitation is the advanced version is 7 years, and if it's a premium version you are using is a 99 year. This is the information here. You can see that what is the last batch of this database is posted is here. What is the number is here. 19 up to 197 batches is posted in the GL, and also posting sequence number. Also you can see what is the last posting sequence of this particular GL module. Also you can see what is the current fiscal year from this database. And oldest, that is the 3 years history. That is mean 2018 is the oldest history record was maintaining from here. If you are running the year end for this year, then it will give the current fiscal year is as a 2021. Here you can see the segment type. With this, what is the segment type is when you are creating the chart of account based on your account structure, you have to give the segments. Let's say if you are using the division and there's a region. If you are using the region and division, then let's say if you are creating the account here. If you select the structure code as account, you have to define as a 4 digits, because I have defined it here is defining here in the GL accounts the segment how many length here the accounts. If you are selecting the account structure, I want to create a new account, then you have to give the 4 digit number from here and create a new button. If you are selecting the let's say if you are selecting the new account as account structure as account division, then you need to give the 8 digits number. That means the division you have already defined in the GL setup in the segment code. You can division, there are 100 I already defined in the, there are two divisions there. One is 100 and 200 segment, and region wise also we can western, southern, eastern. Likewise, there are 4 region also I define. When you are when you are creating the account, you have whatever the account structure you are selecting, based on that you have to give the digits and see. From here you can segment when you are defining the what is the segment code you are defining. You up to there are 4 segments you can define here when you are doing account, division and region. If you are doing the cost center wise accounting, you can define it from the segment code here. What is the default structure code when you are creating the account? You can defining and keep it when you are in here. That's one is you can give it given only for the 4-digit accounts, or you want to keep at the digits account and division, then you can give the account and region also you can keep it if you want the default. This is all about the general ledger option. Then move into the source code. This is the source code. You can see here what is the source code is. That when you are posting the ND from the different module, you need to identify from the GL. You need to identify which ND comes from which module, and the easy to identification purpose, you can see the source ledger. This means AP means accounts payable. What is the transaction type? It AD means adjustment. Like if you are let's say if you posting from the AP invoice, then there was a module called this AP. Source ledger is called as AP, and IN is the transaction type. That you can. This is the identification portion. Which module you can get it from this transaction, that you can define it and keep it for your the source code and keep it for when you are doing the transaction posting. Also here you can see the source journal profile. This source journal profile, what you are sometimes the auditors asking the year end, you are asking the year end, they want the journal ready. Then what we are doing is here we have to define a source journal as GLJE. I have already defined the source journal as GL journal entries and keep the source code as a journal. This is only the journal entry, general ledger module, and save it. When you want the source journal for source journal listing report, you can call the source code and keep all the transactions with the posted from the general ledger journal entry. You can get it print out. That's purpose of the source journal profile. You can define the multiple source journal profile. If you want to define the multiple source journal profile, if you create a air clearing, what are the sources defining from here, you can get it print out in the source journal report. Then there are segment codes. Segment code, when we are defining the segment, you can give what the segment you are defining from there in the GL setup, you have to give the value. If you are giving the division, I am already, there are 2 value I created, commercial and retail. Likewise, if you want to create a value called region, different segment value, you can create and keep it from there when you are doing. In the revaluation code, what you are doing, the revaluation ND, you need to give the revaluation code. If you then from this, you what the journal ND was gone from that revaluation process. When you are running the revaluation point, you have defined it from here. If you are realized and gain or loss account and unrealized loss account, are also define it from the revaluation code. This is the purpose of the revaluation code. Then when you are defining the account structure, you can define, if you are defining the account here, I using only for the account that says a 4-digit. If I defining the account structure like account division is 4 to 7 digits. I was given the length of the account that is defined in the GSF on the option. Then if you are defining the account section as a region, it giving account, what is the account number, what is the division number, what is the region number, also giving if you are defining the account structure as a region. Then go to the move to the account group. This is the account group. We are classifying your chart of account based on the account group. Let's say if you want to get the financial report based on the account group, you have to classify well when you are defining the chart of account. Let's say if when you are defining the chart of account, there are different type of group, like let's say liability and current liability, and assets and asset and current assets. Also you can see the share capital, like return is whatever the how you define your chart of account based on the grouping. You can different type of group you can keep and create it. Then when you are developing the financial report, you can get the financial report based on the account group. This is easy when you, this is very easy when you are doing the account group, because otherwise if you are creating the financial statement based on the account, then you have, when you are creating a new account, you have to go and adjust your financial statement. If you are defining the group already and then you are assigning the group based on the chart of account, then new chart of account, then you are not again you go and adjust the financial report. This is the reporting purpose. You have to classify your chart of account based on the account group. What is the recurring ND? The recurring ND is like if you are monthly you are processing the ND. Let's say if you are electricity charge, like water bills, also some bank charges, you can keep as a recurring. Recurring is monthly or frequently occurring, that in same ND you are occurring, only the value is different the particular month. You can keep the ND at entered and keep the template here, and when you are processing the ND, you can change the value and process it. Here when you are defining the recurring ND, you can see the recurring code. You have to define it, what the recurring ND. I am creating that electricity recurring ND. Then I put the description like electricity charge. Here you need to define the schedule code. Schedule code is defining from here common service. In the scheduling, you can see the schedules. You can define the different schedules. If you are defining the schedules, and let's say I already have the monthly schedule. In here the monthly schedule, you can see who is the user. I need to be reminded when you are doing the recurring ND. You have to define the schedule code, that if you want to remind the specific user, or if you want to remind all the user, or some, if you, that you can define it from here. If you want to remind that ND you are the specific user, you can define the user ID here. And also you can tell if you want to the remind 3 days before that particular transaction, then you can give the remind advance day also. Also you can define the schedule start date. Let's say if you are want to process the recurring ND from next month onwards, then you can define the starting date as the next month first or last week of last day of the month. Also you can recurring period, the recurring ND should be coming the daily basis, or is a weekly basis, or semi-monthly basis, or monthly, yearly. Also you can define. If you are selecting the monthly, is the first day of the month, or the particular day of the ND you need to process, that also you can define in the schedule code. After defining the schedule code, you can call that schedule code when you are creating the recurring ending from here. From here I can already define whatever the in the command service, I can keep it as calling from here monthly. I am putting as a monthly code as a schedule code here. Here also you can specify the starting date of the particular recurring entity. Also you can you can define the expire date also of the particular entity. Also you can, or when you are run after the running, it's giving the what is the last run date and also what is the last minute. If you want to inactive that the particular recurring entity, you can inactive also. You can, this is the purpose of the recurring entity. You can reduce the data entry work when you are doing the same entry for the every month. That's the purpose. It is the same like a journal entry. You are entry from the GL batch, but the thing is, if you are that same entry is occurring the frequent basis, you can define it as a template and you can run it in. You don't need to re-enter the transaction. This is the reduce the data entry reduce the data entry purpose. That's why it will it will give the GL recurring entities. Here you can see the normal and quick. That when I explain the journal entry, I will explain what is the journal and entry. You can keep the what is the debit entry, what is the credit entry. Always need to be tally and keep it the balance and define the GL recurring entry, and you can process the recurring entry when you are processing from the GL periodic processing. When you can process the GL recurring entry. Also, this is optional fields. This is additional module. This is you need to purchase from the additionally. You can purchase. You can keep the optional fields as a transaction basis when you are doing the journal entries. That is, this is the GL journal optional field. This is the additional module. You can keep the optional fields when you are processing the transaction. Additional optional field, you can define it and keep it. When you are doing the journal entry, you can process that optional field as well. Then I move into the GL transaction. When you are moving the GL transaction, you can see the batch listing report. Batch list. From here, you can see the what is the batch number you want and what is the this is the batch number. Here description. This is a source ledger with the module. This transaction is came from. This transaction is came from AP. That's here. You can see last edited date here, and here you can, if you want to post this transaction already posted, that if you want to post this transaction, you put the yes here and put, you can post the ready to post. This is like if you want one person you are entering the transaction, other person you need to post the transaction. This is option we have, that there's no workflow here, but from there you can make use of this ready to post option. And sub ledger, the ledger here you can see the, and you are seeing here the batch number here, type is there. When you are here, type is, there are different type. What is the this transaction? If your transaction was entered the particular general ledger, then you can, this is the enter type. If it's a sub ledger, it's a different module. If you are coming from the different module, it should be come from the, then if you are importing the Excel, you can see that this transaction type as an import entity. If you are generated from the different system, then that was is coming from generated. If you are posting from the cash book, it should be comes as a generated batch. If you are recurring means if you are processing the recurring entity, it will come as a recurring type. Then here you can see the status. When you are seeing the status here, you can see the different type of status. First, once you enter the transaction and save the transaction, it will give this open status. When you posted that posted transaction, if you delete the transaction, it should be deleted. If the provisional post is the not actual posted, this is the temporary process. Before the actual posting, you can see the transaction, whether that transaction is accurate or not. If it is a post in progress, it is stuck in between posting. Then if the post in progress what was in queue in the batch listing, you can't process any, you can't post any other transaction until this posted this below transaction. If it's ready to post is like before the posting. There are, once you enter the transaction, before the posting, if someone need to be put a yes, and then only you need to post there. Here the provisional posting progress also there. If you have any progress batch, you can't pause the transaction in that module once you clear that progress batch. Then you can see the source. You can see the source ledger, the coming which ledger is coming. This is which module you coming from the transaction, and what is the debit and credit value, and what is the if you are maintaining the quantity. Here, if you have any error, you have seen as a number of errors. Sometimes you can give there's a error batch is created. Then what you need to rectify that. When you also can do the when you are doing the you can see that when you are seeing here there if you have any error badges is already created. So let's say if there is error badges in here. There's no error badges here. If you have any error badges, you can double click and give double click and see what is giving the what is the error description. Then you can rectify based on the error. You can identify what is the error and you can rectify yourself as without our support. You can if you without our support you can also rectify if you are giving the error badge posted from this task. That is the number of errors here. You can see here the batch total. This is a printed stated is batch. If you are printing the batch listing report, then if you are putting the yes and it's giving us a printed. If your batch listing is already printed, it giving that yes. Otherwise, it will say showing us no. Then you can see the status. What is the status of the batch and what is the quantity if you are maintaining the quantity in the general ledger. Then I moved the new entry journal entry here. What is the batch and journal entry? There's an option called journal entry and batch. Batches there are more than one. Actually, one or more than one entry is you can combine it and keep it as a one batch. If it is a journal entry, you can pass a one journal entry. That's the there are same screen is coming from the batch listing and journal entry. Only thing is batches consist of more than one entry. Here you can see the batch description. You can put whatever the just put the whatever the description here. You can see the what is the batch number here. You can see the entry number here and entry description also. Just put anything. Here you can see the document date and posting date. Let's say if you are putting the document date as February month and you are posting the date is March month, then you can only identify that in the transaction listing report or general in the trial balance. What is the date is speaking is the posting date and posting period, not the document date you are giving. Document date actually that document was entered to prepared that you can see here is a document date. Posting date is the what is the date you are posting the journal entry. Here you can define the journal entry here. And here you can see different type of normal and quick. What is the difference between the normal and quick is when you are entering the entries, I putting the quick here. And insert here and type the difference something and description also something and put the account here. Selecting the account. Then I am putting the source debit. What is the value of the data entry? If you're maintaining the quantity for the normally we are not maintaining. If you are using the inventory module, you are not maintaining the quantity. If you are maintaining the quantity, you can from general ledger you can keep it in here. Also from here you can see what happen is when if you are putting the quick mode, whatever enter the first line, it will repeat in here without I am entering. That's the difference between the normal. Normally, you need to enter the second line also. This whatever the reference and description are mentioning in the first line. That is, it is a quickly you can enter in the ND. Only you need to select the account number and value. Once you select the account number here, so so if I selecting that, always debit and credit should be tally, otherwise it will be giving the error batch when you are putting the journal entry. It's there when you are putting the journal entry, you can see what is the source currency for that particular account, and also you can see what is the source debit and credit. Once you enter this entry, you can add and save it and post it. Let's see, then you can see here the first entry was I already whatever the entry I entered here, it will display. Here you have the auto reverse 7. If you tick this option, you have to reverse. If you are processing the revaluation only, it should be sometimes you are using the temporary method. That what we need to do is it will reverse in the next period. When you are reversing the next period, that if you this option should be come when you are auto reverse. When you want to specify this ending need to be reversed in the other period or something, you can specify the period you want to reverse this transaction. Here you can see what is the entry number, and also what is the debit and credit value, what is the quantity, what type of the transaction, and status, whether it's open or so. You can see this transaction. This is all about the journal entry. When you are posting, when you are posting, you can careful the period you are posting. The period you are posting the date only, it will pick up in the trial balance of transaction listing report. If you are selecting the auto reverse, this ND was reverse the particular period you are defining from here. Always it should be a future period. If you are defining the 30, the next period should be the future period should be you need to be select. You can see who is enter this transaction also from here. This is the journal entry you are putting here. If let's say if I want to post this by, I will post it because 5 because I want to show the error batch. That's why I want to give the putting as a credit as a 5, and it's giving the warning also the current entry is out of balance because debit and credit is not tallying. I close this and I want to post this transaction. Here you can see this is the error batch was created. Then you can see this error batch number is created from the error batch number is 198. Whatever the error batch number is that created is actually is 198. This is the error batch is created, but it was posted from 198. It giving us error batch is not posted actually. Then you can see here the number of errors from this. If you double click this one and print this report, you can see that two error. This means I didn't run the year end for the next year. That's why it's giving. You can't post the current fiscal year is when I saw in this GL option current fiscal year is 2020, 2021. I didn't done this showing us cannot post the future year. That means we are not done the year end still. Then also there's other errors called debit and credit. It's not tally. Once you found out the transaction, you need to do is what you need to do it. You can go this error batch is created. You can correct this. I want to correct this ND again. debit is credit is not tally, then I want to tally that once you tally, you can pause it, but I can't pause this because I am not running the year end for this. Once you tally, you can pause it when you are done running the year end 2021. This is all about the batch listing. Then go to the journal entry. Journal entry, same thing, the batch. When you are opening the batch, you can see the journal entry. Same screen is opening. Only thing is here, you can only enter one entry. From there, you can enter multiple entry for the particular batch. That's the difference between the batch list and journal entry. You can post the journal entry, whatever the ready to post status, you can post as a bulk. This option is giving the bulk posting, but better to post at one by one. It's recommended to post as one by one because you can see the transaction and post it. Otherwise, it will, if you don't want some transaction not posted is wrongly posted, you can track the information. You can post a bulk posting option also. They are in here. Then I'm going to the GL account. From here, chart of account. This is giving the list of chart of account. When we are importing the chart of account, when you are implementation, what are the account we are implementing? This is giving the list of chart of account. When you can see this chart of account number here and what is the description. This is a balance sheet type, or it is a income statement, or it should be a retained earnings or something. You can see, you can define what type of account this one, and you can see what is the normal. Let's say if you are doing the revenue, it should be always the credit normal balance. Like if you are expenses, it should be a debit, assets should be a debit. Likewise, you can what balance should be. And this should be when you important when you are defining the chart of account, because if you are running the financial report, otherwise is giving if you are wrongly define the balances here, it is giving the minus value when you are running the financial report, when the formula is using as FRAMTA and you are running the report. Then also multi-currency, if the account is using as a multi-currency, also you can see functional balance also, what is the balance you are in the functional balance, and what is the quantity, if you are is there any quantity in, then what is the account is active on, you can see the what are the information, account related information you can see here. Then go to the account. From this account only, we are defining the new accounts. When you are defining the new account, I was creating that 3, 4, 5, 6, like put a new expense. Let's say I am putting the expense electricity charge or something. Here I am putting the structure code. If I defining the structure code as account, I need to define only for the 4 digit. If I defining account structure code as account and division, then I need to define the what is the segment, what is the division number also. If I want to define the region, then I want to define the what is the division, and also I want to define the what is the region also. Then only we can attend say. If you want to add it, yes. That's mean the region code here, yes, region codes is defined as only region codes need to be defined as 10. Then I have to define it at 10 before. when you are defining that account. Let's test 2436. I want to put it here as a account division structure. That is account division is this is because of I would put just this 432 that whatever the structure code I am defining here as account, if I want, I will defining as account here, and you can put it the out of the account number here. What is the normal balance? Is if the electricity charge, it should be a expense account, then should be a debit type. This is an income statement or balance sheet as a retained earnings account. You can define it here. What is that account type? Is income statement or balance sheet? Then you can define it here, and also you can define it from the group. What the group are defining, it should be expense. Then I putting the other expense as a group, and you can see here this is active and inactive. Here you can three type of post account. If you are posting the particular account as a detail or consolidator or provider, if you want to post the transaction as a detail level, then you can put it a detail. If you want to consolidate, then you can consolidate. But better to keep as a detail as a default, because consolidated you can drill down the transaction further. That's why we are recommended as a detail for when you are creating the account. Here, if it's the income statement type, always you need to define the close. It always is giving the closing account as well, because when you are doing the year end, this balances should be go to the retained earnings account. For that is by defaultly giving the what is the closing account for this particular GL account. That's the purpose. When you are ticking the control account, if you are ticking the control account, there's other tab is opening here. That was is a sub ledger. If you are controlling that, if you are, so let's say if you are maintaining the debtor control account or something, you have to define what are the sub ledger that you have posting the transfer. If you are the debtor control account, you can see only you need to post it from the AR module. Then you can define all the type of AR transaction and keep it. What are the transaction type one? What are the module transaction need to be posted from this transaction for this particular account? If it's a control account, if you are giving the auto allocation, what is given? Let's say if you are using the overhead, let's say that over gets divided in the department wise, then you have the different sub account was there, then you have to divide the transaction to allocate the particular account. Then this is the main account. There are what are the sub account you have to define, what the percentage amount you have to define that particular. Let's say if you are posting 100 amount of value of the transaction, from the out of 100 you have to allocate the 100 out of the 100 you are allocated 20% for the administrative department, others to the IT department. Likewise, if you want to allocate the department wise, let's say you have to maintain the transaction balance in the different sub account, you can allocate from this. This is the purpose of auto allocation. If you are using the multi-currency, you can, if it you can other option, what are the currency that you have to source currency, you have to define it from here. If the functional currency, what is say from this functional currency is a Canadian dollar. If you want the default currency is a Canadian dollar. If you want to post the transaction from USD Australian dollars, you can define this as a source currency account here. This is if you maintain the quantity for the GL, you can maintain it from. It also you can keep the unit. It's like numbers, so it should be like kilogram or like that unit you can maintain here. Here is a roll up accounts. That means you can roll up the account, the sub account balances, you can roll up it and get the balances from the roll up account. You can see here optional field and transactional field. That's the additional optional field module. You can define it and keep it when you are creating the account. This is the all about the GL account. Let's move the account history. This account history you can see. Let's say if I want to select the this account type, I think there's no balance from 2020. If I see it in 2020, that's if I select the year, what is the if you want a functional and source, if you can define it. If you want a functional amount or source currency amount, you can define it here. You can drill down this transaction and see the what are the particular month 2020 January. These are the entry past this particular account. You can inquire if you want balances and what's the net change, what's the balance of the particular account. This is for the inquiry window for the GL account. Then here you can see the budget maintenance. In the budget maintenance, you can keep the budget for the per account wise. You can keep the budget. From here you can define it here. You can see here from 1000 account, what is the, if you want to define the 2020 budget, I want to fix amount for the all the month. Then I put in here the amount here and replace it. This all the month is a fixed amount budget. That's a fixed amount of budget. If you want to spread it to the total amount and divide it by in the particular month, and then I replace it 1000. This is spread amount and replace it. This was divided by the whatever the amount here, you can divide it into 12 months the particular account. Also you can incremental budget. That means the particular first month you have the 100 value, the next month you can increase the 10% of that first month, then you can give the percentage and replace it. First month is 1000, then 1000 to 10%, 1100. Likewise, you can define the percentage here. Based on that, you can keep the budget. Also, you can see the base amount increase. Let's say if you want a fixed amount, you need to be increased every month, and you can keep as it. Let's say this first month is 1000, and every month it should be increases based on the last month 100 rupees. Likewise, copy as is mean what is the actual amount of the last period, it copy as a budget. That's the purpose of copy as is. Copy percentage increase same as like base percentage increase. That's the increase based on the actual amount, but the percentage you are putting here is a copy percentage increase. There are also copy amount increase, copy pro rata also you can see. You can compare the actual was budget based on the budget comparison in here. Fiscal set comparison, you can compare the budgeted and actual. Budgeted was actual. You can, if you are maintaining the budget, I am not maintaining here any budget. If you are maintaining the budget, you can get the what is the actual amount, what is the budgeted amount, and what is the variance of it. You can compare the budgeted was actual. And also you can define you can inquire the source currency inquiry based on the account you are posting. When you are, let's say if you are posting there 2020 transaction. Here you can see what is the source currency. Australian dollars, 5,000 worth Australian dollars you posted the particular account. Also Canadian dollars, what's the amount of posting. You can inquire the based on the currency you are defining in the particular account. Also you can inquire the transaction also in the transaction history. Also, you can get 2020 balances only for this account there. Then if it's a what is the source ledger you are defining, and you can get the what the particular period, what is the transaction, and you can this is all about the inquiry screen. Inquiry screen you have here. This account history inquiry, source currency inquiry, transaction. This is comparison between budgeted and actual. This place only we are maintaining the budget. This place only you have to creating the chart of account. This same thing in the creating the chart of account from this window also you can create it. The same function was the other two options for creating the chart of account. Then I want to let's move to the this GL periodic processing. This GL periodic processing, the whatever we are doing from this process, normally the partners are normally doing this. Before touching this screen, we have to take the backup of the screen to take the backup of the database, because otherwise it can't be revert back if you are running something. Normally, this create allocation budget. If the some budgets are struck from the module, you can create it from this create allocation budget. Also, create new is normally the year-end process we are running. This is normally these functions are using partner only, not the customer. The all whenever before doing anything from the GL periodic processing, you have to take the backup and do it. Otherwise, if you clear the history or that creating anything is wrong, if something goes wrong from this window, you can't revert back after you are running this function. Then you can get the report. One is one you can get the report based on the mainly there are three reports we are using. One is the trial balance. Normally you are printing. I think you all are know about that trial balance. And transaction listing report. Trial balance, you can get it balances as period or net changes of the period. You can, if you want net changes of the period, you can get it from here. And now you can sort it either segment wise, either group wise, as account number. You can print the trial balance and see. I think 2020 there's no 21 there's no transaction. Sorry. If you printed the 2020 you can get what is the opening balance of the particular debit, what is the net change, and what is the credit, what is the debit and credit. You can see here, and also you can export from this report from the using by PDF or Excel. You can export it. This is the trial balance. Also, there are other important report we are using the transaction listing record. This is all the transaction posted in the particular account. You can get the transaction listing report as well. Also, you can get it from functional and source if you want to get the particular account. Let's say if you want a particular P 2020. Only I need getting the January month. You only for the January month there's a one transaction is there's no transaction in the particular account, only the balance was there. If you have anything the transaction was there, you can identify the budget entry number, what is a debit and what is a credit, what is a net change, and also there's a document date and source journal also you can find out from this report. You can print and see what are the reports, and this is a chart of account. Whatever the chart of account you are defining in the, you can get it from as a report. Also trial balance transaction source journal report that auditors normally asking when you are doing the year, when you are in the year end, you are whatever the source journal defining in the source journal profile, you can get it from as a report. That's I was defining like a GLJE, then I can get it the report from the particular period, whatever the defining from 2020. So from 2021. But from this account, there's no transaction. If you are the if you defining that range of that from the account, and also here also 2020. You can see the whatever the transaction posted based on the sorting from the particular account and see what is the debit and credit value. You can get that information, and if you want, you can export it and print it that information from this report. Also, you can get the batch listing and posting journal, account structure, all the report. This is all about the report. You can print and see and what are the all this report. The financial report is a more separate training session. It should be a creating from the Excel sheet. That is different session. We are providing this a different session. All I think is all covers from the general ledger. If you have any question, please feel free to ask us. You can chat it from this if you have any questions. Hope you enjoy this session. If you have anything, you feel free to ask us. If you don't have any question, I will wind up this session from now. Thank you for your attending the session. Hope you are enjoying the session, and see you the next session. Thank you very much. Yeah.